Okay, so now we are just one step away from constructing this. Okay, so actually, I'm going to build two dashboards. So the first dashboard you are going to build is on the data set we've been using so far, as the Spotify data set. So we are just one step away from building this dashboard you see here. So Excel is going to allow us to incorporate two interactive elements. That's the timeline slicer and the slicer filters here. Okay, we are going to connect this element to the pivot tables, to our pivot tables and pivot charts here for seamless data exploration. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so to start building our first dashboard, we are going to click anywhere on our data cells. Then press Control A. Okay, so after that, after all the data has been highlighted or selected, move on to Insert. Then you click on Pivot Charts. Okay, you select Pivot Charts. Okay, we are going to use the default settings here. Okay, and place it on a new worksheet. So I'm going to press OK. So after pressing OK, this is the new worksheet you are going to see. We'll find the pivot charts here and the pivot table also here. Okay, so we are going to start. I'm going to start by visualizing the some of the songs per year. Okay. So we are going to place the songs column in the value field. Here, you find the value field. Here, the value field over here. Then we place the year column to here on the access field, or let's say the row access. Okay. So here, let's say we want only the years and quarters. So we get rid of the months, mainly only the year and quarters. Okay. So now let's filter this data to start from, let's say, from the year 2000. Okay, so, and yesterday we learned that line charts are the best or the recommended charts for analyzing data over a period of time. So we are going to change the chart type. We are going to change this chart type into a line chart. So we are going to select. We are going to select this chart here and move on to design. Say design on the ribbon. So after pressing design, you select the change chart type. Okay, then you move on to line.
Hello, say.
Hello.
Hello, say. Sorry, I was facing some issues. But even this time that I've logged in, it's on my account. There's someone's account that I've changed the name. Sorry. So if you can make me a co-host. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
So sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. You can continue.
Okay. Okay, so we have now changed our previous chart into a line chart. Okay, so now let's add a general column, the general to the columns axis. Okay, so after placing the general, you can place the general here. Okay, so let's filter this to select only about 3 genres. Okay, let's work with these genres. Okay, so this line chart is now split by genre. Okay, so this pivot chart you are seeing here is linked to this pivot table here. Okay, this pivot table is linked to this pivot chart. So any changes made to either the chart or the table will be reflected in both. So if you filter on hip hop only. Okay, so if we filter on hip hop only, you see that the changes have affected both the charts and the pivot table too. Okay, so let's create another instance of pivots chart. Okay, so all I have to do is copy this pivot table here, then paste it. Use Control C, Control V, then you paste it. Okay, so after that, you can press anywhere the data cells here. Okay, then you move on to insert, then press on pivot charts. Okay, so in this new chart, we are going to remove the sum of songs and the genre from their respective fields. Also remove the years too. Okay, so now we are going to place the genre in the ASICS field. Okay, and add popularity and let's say energy, popularity and energy on the values field. Okay. So so now we want to visualize the averages. Okay. So now you can right click on the sum of popularity on the pivot table and go to in the pop-up In the pop-up box here, you can move on to summarize values by, then select average. Do the same for the sum of energy to find the average energy. Okay, so now we have our two charts here. So now what we are going to do is we are going to migrate these two charts into a new sheet. Okay, so let's create a new sheet here and then it's dashboard. Okay, dashboard. Okay,
Hello, say.
hello.
Yeah, not to interrupt. Daniela is saying something. She said, please, my network isn't stable, so I'm not really getting it. I'm lost, please. I don't know where exactly she is lost. Daniela, please, are you on a call? If you can unmute and let us know.
Yeah, like maybe it's because of the network or something, but I'm lost. I'm confused.
Hello, Ima.
Hello, sorry, Obi.
Yeah, you let me continue. She can work. She can watch the recording later.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so after getting these two charts here, we are going to migrate these two charts into a new worksheet called our dashboard here. So what we are going to do is select these two charts. Okay, then you are going to cut them. Control X. Okay, Control X to cut these two charts. Then paste them here. Okay, so now we are going to name our dashboard. So now we have named our dashboard. So now we are going to remove all these gray buttons on our charts. Okay, so to remove them, you right click on them. Okay, from the dialog box that will pop up, you click on hide all field buttons on the charts. Okay, we to hide all the gray buttons there. We do the same for the second chart too. Hide all field buttons on the charts. Okay. So now let's add a chart title here. So let's say number of songs per genre. And also name this one. Genre statistics. Okay, so genre stats. Okay, so now let's work on the view of this. Can right click on this charts and move on to format charts area. Okay, so we're going to smooth these lines. Okay, then change the colors. Okay. Okay, let's continue formatting our charts to make it look nice. Okay. So we are going to do the same for the second charts. Okay. Are we okay, guys? Does anyone have a question so far? Hello, any question?
I'm not sure. I think we are good to go.
Okay. Let's move on. Okay, so the next step is to remove the outlines around this chart. Okay. So what I'm going to do is select the chart and right click. Okay, so the outline here, I'm going to select no outline. Okay, do the same for this. Select no outline for the outline pop-up dialog box. Okay, so after that, you're going to insert a slicer. Okay, so to insert a slicer, you're going to first select a chart here. We want to insert, then press on the slicer. So we're going to slice these charts based on our genre. Okay, so we set only hip hop or only pop or only rap. Can select multiple. Okay. We can select multiple genres here too. So this is our slicer. And so the next step is to connect this second chart to this slicer too. Okay, so what I'm going to do is select this slicer. Okay, and you press on the slicer. Okay, so after creating the slicer, another tab will be added to the ribbon called slicer. So you're going to tap on that slicer. Okay, and from the menu items here, click on report connections. Okay. Click on report connections, then you select the other pivot in that sheet. Okay. Okay. So now you see that whatever changes we make here also affects the other chart too. Okay. So let's add a timeline slicer too. Okay, so to do that, also select any of the charts here. Move on to insert, and on the filter section, you click on timeline. Select the year, then you press OK. Okay, so this is our timeline slicer. So we're going to slice based on years. Okay, so yeah. So let's say we want to slice from 2015. To 2015. Okay, so we can use the time slicer here to filter our data set to the year we want to visualize, to see the trends. Okay, to see the number of songs per genre. Okay, that specific years, in those specific years. And also see the stats. Okay, the popularity against the energy of the songs in that year range. Okay. So you see that as I change the year range, it's not affecting this second chart here. Okay, so we also have to link this second chart to the timeline slicer. And we can do that by following the same process. Okay, you select the slicer, then move on to the new timeline tab that will be added to the ribbon here. Okay, then we want to report connections. Okay, so there we select the second pivot table we created for this chart. Then you press OK. Okay, you see that the changes have been reflected here. So now, as I drag this, see the changes are being reflected. Okay. Okay. Are we okay now, guys? Are we on the same page?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Okay. So the next step is to remove these grid lines and these headers from our dashboard. Okay. So to do that, we go to view. Okay, then in the show section here, you unselect the grid lines. Then you also unselect the headings too. Okay, so after that, you can add the background to our dashboard by highlighting the various cells here. Okay, we want to home and choose a color from this field here. Okay, so you want a green background. Okay, so now we have created our basic dashboard, our small basic dashboard here. Okay, so now we can play with this mini dashboards. Okay, to change the ranges of the timeline, add more genres to it. Okay, you can see that as I add more genres, both the charts keep getting updated. Okay, and as I remove them too, it gets updated too. Okay, so we are done creating our first dashboard, first mini dashboard. So if you have any question, please let me know. Hello guys, any question?
No, I'm not sure because no one is saying anything. You are following.
Wow. Okay. So should we move on to create our next dashboard?
Yeah, I guess. I guess we got.
Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, so I downloaded this new data set yesterday. It's a sales data set for a supermarket shop. Okay, so we are going to use this to create this dashboard. Okay, to explore the sales and profit over time. Okay, and also the segment or regional sales based on consumer, the corporate, and home office, and also on based on some subcategories too. Then I also use a timeline slicer. Okay, so this is the next dashboard they are going to create. So let's dive into it. Okay. So as usual, we are going to select on anywhere in our data cells. Then press on Control A to highlight the cells. So after everything has been highlighted, you want to insert, then you press on pivot charts. We use the default settings here and press OK. So a pivot charts field here has been set up for us. The pivot table has also been set up for us. Okay, so we are going to, in the pivot chart, we're going to visualize the order ID, the count of the order ID, this order ID here. Okay, so we are going to place the order ID here in the value section. Date, okay, so, and also per date, but you visualize it by year and quarter only. Okay, only year and quarter only. Okay. And okay, so there's a question, guys. Is this chart the best way to visualize this data here? And that's a question, guys. Is this chart the best way to visualize the data we're having here? The years by the count of orders or the number of orders.
Hello, Japan.
Hello.
I don't know, but I feel that if I'm analyzing data, I would also want to know the individual items, not like a collective, number of items that were sold or orders that I received. So maybe if it was for this product, that product, I would want to have some distinction between them. So in that case, this might not be the best for me.
Okay, so which chart will be the best for you?
I could still use this one, but I would have maybe created a chart, even if it is bar chart. I should have maybe different heights. So maybe this one, if it was for let's say 2014, then along with the 2014, I want to have like the different products that were distributed.
Okay, for change. Thank you very much. Okay, so in our previous sessions, I said that if you want to visualize data over a period of time, the best chart to use is the line chart. Okay, so here we are going to change this chart into a line chart. Okay. We are going to change this into a line chart. Yes. So give it a title. Then we are going to remove these gray buttons here. Then remove this legend too. Okay, so to make this even more appealing, we are going to show the quarters. Okay. I'm going to show the various quarters in the year. Okay, by pressing the plus button beside the year in the periods table. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay. So from this, we can know which quarter had the most orders and which quarter also had the lowest orders. Okay. Which quarter and which year had the most orders and which ones also had the lowest orders. Okay. So this line chart is the best way to visualize data that's span across a period of time. Okay, so you can decide to do some small editing, some small formatting to your charts. Yes. Okay, so let's create a new. Let's make a copy. Let's make a copy of this sheet. Okay. So to do that, you can right click on this. You right click on that sheet, then move or copy. And then you select that sheet you want to copy. Then you check the create a copy here. Then you press OK. So that another sheet is being created here. Let's name it analysis 2 and this analysis 1. Okay, so now we are going to drop the count of order ID and from the out of the value field, then you move in the sales and profits. Moving the sales and profits. Move the sales and profits into the value field here. Okay, so we are going to, yes. So, okay, sales and profits over time. So we are going to copy this pivot table here, Control C, Control V. Okay, I'm going to remove everything from the fields here. So we are going to look at the sales region in the rows. Okay, so let's visualize this. So click on anywhere on this data cells, then move on to insert and press on pivot charts. Okay, so we are going to use a bar chart. Okay, let's use a 100%. 100% stacked bar charts. Okay, so now I want to see the total sales per region based on the segments we're going to put based on the segments of consumer, corporate, and home office. You want to know the total sales based on these parameters. So we move this legend to the top. We add a title, chart title, the segments, percentage per region. Okay, so on this one, we are going to remove all the gray buttons that you see here. So right click on any of them, then go to hide all field buttons on charts. Okay, so now we are going to beautify our charts. So we are going to change the calyx. So we can change this color. This one. Yeah. I'm going to do the same for the sales and profits over time. Move the lines. Yes. Okay, let's add the legends here. Going to the top, sum of sales and sum of profits. Okay. So the next step is to add a slicer to visualize this. To visualize this chart based on category. So we first select a chart. We want to insert. Then on the filter section, you press on slicer. So we are going to slice this chart based on category. Okay, so based on category, so we are going to link this to this slicer. So click on this slicer, move to the slicer button here, report connections. Then you add the two pivot tables in the analysis tool sheets. So now when you select a category, let's say furniture, see that the chart has been updated. Okay, so we slice based on furniture. So when we slice on furniture, can anyone tell me which region has the largest proportion of consumer sales? So when you slice on furniture, can anyone tell me which region has the largest proportion of consumer sales? Yes, anyone?
If I'm looking at it right, that would be the South.
Yes. Yes, it's the South. The South. Thank you very much for that. So slicing on these categories, you can have so many information that you want to convey to your audience, including which year and which quarter had the most sales and the most profits based on each category. So now we are going to move all these charts, these two charts, and these charts into a new worksheet called dashboard. Our dashboard. First, cut these two charts. Paste them here. And I'm going to bring this charts. Add it. Okay. So we're going to copy our slicer. Okay. Okay, let's try to add another slicer. Okay, so select the charts, move to insert, then you select slicer. So we are going to slice based on, let's say, a subcategory. So let's add a timeline to follow the same procedure. Then you select timeline based on order dates. So based on yes, I'm going to select the yes. So the next step is to link these three charts to all the slices we have here. So we're going to select that slicer, move on to the slicer tab, then import connections. Then select the pivot tables from the above two sheets. Do the same for the subcategory. Select the pivot table from the two sheets. Do the same for the timeline. as I change the timeline, see that the chat have been updated. So we've been able to create another interactive dashboard in Excel. A very simple mini dashboard in Excel based on these categories. Okay, so now the next step is to move. Let's first add the name to our dashboard. Sales dashboard. So after that, we have to remove these grid lines and headers. So to do that, move on to view. You uncheck the grid lines and check the headers too. So after that, and add the background to your dashboard. And also style these slices based on the color you want. Okay, so now there is one more exercise left. So in case you are done with your dashboard and you want to print it, okay, you move on to first select or highlight the entire cells containing your charts. Then you move on to page layouts. So after the page layouts, under the page setup section, you press on print area, then you click on set print area. So after that is set, you move on to the file tab on the menu bar. Then you come to print. Okay, so at print, you will set the orientation to landscape. Then you scale the sheet to fit the sheet on one page using the scale. Okay, then after that, you can print. That you can print a dashboard. So now we have three or less than three pivot charts next to each other. So the landscape is the best option to ensure that we can see both our tables and all of our data side by side to each other. So this is our final products, our final mini dashboard for our second project. Yes. Hello, Fortune. Emmanuel.
Yeah, I say I'm on. I was facing some technical issues, but
Okay.
yeah.
So
I done.
done. Yes, you can do your question and answer section.
Okay. That's great. Thank you so much, Osei Bonsu, and thank you for the attendees.
Hello.
Yeah, was my internet, but I think
Is he talking or is off?
Emmanuel, I think it's off the call. I thought that was my internet, but I think Emmanuel is off the call.
Oh, okay.
I have a question. So I
Okay.
see. Can I go ahead to ask you?
Yes, you can ask.
All right, thank you very much. I see. So this is like a sales dashboard, and
Yes.
I can see different charts on the dashboard. What influences my choice of a chart? Because we have so many types of charts. So I'm quite curious if I'm preparing, say, a dashboard on any particular data. In this case, we have, I think, 3 charts. So what influences my choice of charts for whatever data that I am in possession of?
Okay, so I chose the line charts, these 2 line charts here because I was visualizing the data over a period of time based on the years.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's the reason why I chose the line charts. And
All right.
I chose this bar chart here also because I was visualizing the sales per region, okay, between a categorical data and a numerical data. You use either a bar or column charts for that. So yes, so I run the sales into a percentage by using the 100% stacked bar chart to know the percentage of each segment and region.
Oh, okay. All right. But what about the line graph? Apart from the line graph, can I use any other type of graph to represent change in data over time?
Yes, I think there's also a points graph. Yeah, there's a graph called points graph, point chart.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. All right. All right. Thank you very much. I think I understand. Emmanuel, please over to you. Okay, I think Emmanuel still has his phone again. Please, is there any questions for Osei Japan before we bring today's session to an end? Guys, please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. That's very kind. So please, do you have any questions for Osei Bonsu, or we can proceed to end today's meeting? Say Adolf.
Hello, Fortune.
Yes. Please, do you have any questions for us?
Oh, not really. I don't have any question for you guys. All that I would say is thank you for the good job done here. I followed everything we did from the Spotify dashboard to this one. I must say. Just a quick one though. Osebonsu, in visualizing the segments per region, right? Would you advise that I use a Sunburst for this as a graph for this particular data? Is that an ideal chart for visualizing the segment percentage per region? Or what do you think?
Which chart did you say?
The Sunburst, the more complex kind of pie charts.
I won't recommend that though.
The reason? Because I think it also kind of breaks kind of captures everything, like this stack
Let's
capture. Maybe I'll just
change
try
it
and then
to
I will reach out to you on the side.
Let's change it and see.
Okay. I think
Hello,
Excel
Adam.
doesn't allow
Yeah.
the use of Sandbast here. Okay, okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, Fortune, that'll be all. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much. Since of any further questions, we would like to bring today's session to an end. Thank you all for joining. Unfortunately, we lost a lot of participants today, but thank you all. So please tap the red button and exit the meeting. So you can end.